Hola, 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 ¿cómo están? Good morning, good morning. So, I'm actually so cold. I just got this robe. Do you guys like this robe? I just got this robe and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video. Not about the robe though, but in the robe. So, anyways, I was on YouTube and I saw a topic come up and I was like, let me make a video about this topic. And that's the topic of women having children. And whether or not women should have children, how should, whose fault is it that we have so many broken families in the world and within society today? So it's kind of a harsh topic to be talking about in a robe. But you guys, let me tell you something about this robe. This has to be one of the best robes. I'm not marketing. I don't even like it, somewhere on Amazon is where I got it from. But look, they ain't paying me, so but it is like the most comfortable robe and it's freezing, so it's like perfect timing. But anyway, whose fault is it that we have so many broken homes within society today? Is it the woman's fault? Is it the man's fault? What's really going on? And I have to say that the women take the L on this one. Yeah, women take the L on this one for sure. So, unfortunately, because we are in a patriarchy, women don't know and they don't realize that one of the biggest jobs that we have on God's green earth is to be gatekeepers. We continue to betray our children, and in doing so, we betray ourselves. Now, I don't have any kids. That's by choice. I've met at least, and I kid you not, I'm just like, if you guys see, I'm getting myself some tea. I kid you not, I have met a minimum of 4 men that have told me to my face that they want me to have their child. The first time I heard that from a man, we had been friends for so long, and I knew that he was into me and probably would date me, and I just was not wanting that. So I never brought it up. I just kind of kept them as friends. And one day he says to me, yeah, I definitely would want to have a child with you. And he keeps talking about it. And it was, oh my God, it was the shock. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? But so that taught me something. Like, this is how men think, right? Like, he's probably said that from he's probably felt that way for a really long time. And so women, if a man wants to have a child with you, like, you'll know, because they won't really hide it necessarily, like, but that's not what you should be going by, because really your role on this earth is that of or one of your biggest roles, I should say, because women, we are natural born leaders. We are actually the leaders. And because men are so violent and aggressive by nature, they have forcefully manufactured a world in which we are lied to about the power that we actually have, to make them feel like they have power that they don't have. Okay, so that's the first thing. So now it takes us leaning a lot more into our femininity to really truly understand our nature as women. Okay, so one of the most important roles that we as women have on this earth is that of a gatekeeper. Women are gatekeepers. You decide who and which male deserves to have their offspring on planet Earth. Okay. And what's happening is that these women, I don't know, like, the patriarchy, they're just dumb, right? They've lost all sense of what it means to be a woman. And as such, they're betraying themselves, they're betraying their own children, right? Because they've taken on the nature of males. Males are very selfish by nature. They can't be any other way. All they are ever concerned about is self-preservation. They can't be in any other way. It doesn't matter what male you have. That's just their nature. Okay, so you can't even blame them for being that way. It's just their nature. Don't be mad for them being that way. It's just their nature. Very, very selfish by nature. Self-preservation is their number one thing and concern. So of course, if given the opportunity, they'll just go out there and they'll leave seeds in any and every, they just don't care, right? Like, they don't care about forming a family unit with you. They don't care about sticking with you because of the child. They don't really care about any of those things, okay? In the masses, okay? So when we talk about quality men, really what women need to understand is that there's only about 1 to 3, and I'm being really generous because I really think it's actually 1 to 2%. But just to be generous and leave room for error, there's only about 1 to 3% of all men that are quality, high quality, okay? Those are the only men that need to be having their offspring coming onto this earth, okay? Now, I think women have, and I say that women have taken on the nature of men because they've taken on this really selfish, destructive, like, persona. Like, I want to have a child because, I want to have someone to take care of. I want to have a child because I want to have someone that's always going to be there for me. I want to have a child because, I want to be with him and he's the one I want to have a child with. And maybe it will save our marriage. Maybe it will save our relationship. Maybe me having a child would make it to where he realizes my value, or he stays and stops cheating. These are the idiotic reasons why these women are bringing children into the world today. And by doing so, for these stupid reasons, they betray themselves, they betray that child. It's so selfish. It's so selfish. It's so ignorant. It's sickening. It makes me want to throw up. And there's so many women that are this way. I mean, the patriarchy has just demolished them. Like, they're done. They're done. Like, literally, that's the epitome of their use, because that's as far as their mind goes. When in reality, having a child is not something that you do for yourself. Having a child is something that you do for the child. When you bring a child into this earth, okay, you're not doing it because you don't want to be lonely anymore. You just want someone to be there. No, you're literally bringing a child onto this earth because that child is going to end up being their own person. And all your role is to guide that child into becoming their own person. That's it. You don't own that child. You don't get to tell that child what to do. Once they get to a certain age, they ain't listening to you anyway. Your role is to bring into the world a human being that is going to fundamentally contribute to Mother Nature and this earth. And your role is to be a gatekeeper between the males that deserve to have their offspring on this earth and the males that don't. So your stupidity of a reason, as far as like, I just want him to stay, maybe he'll realize, you're so selfish. It's like, how can you bring a child into this earth for that? You're bringing a whole nother human being into this earth because you want a man that doesn't even want you. And another really epically stupid reason that I hear is, well, I want someone that's going to take care of me when I'm old. That's the dumbest reason to have a child ever on planet Earth. You want someone that's going to take care of you when you're old. It's like the most selfish reason ever. So now that child can't be free. They have to be burdened by you and to you for the rest of their lives. And that's the reason you brought them here. People like that just disgust me. I'm so sorry, but I can't. I just can't. Like, that is not a reason to bring a child onto this earth. It's like, what are we talking about here? So they can take care of you. That's why you gave birth to them. That's why you took care of them. It doesn't make sense. And then you allow males that have no business having offsprings, that have no business procreating and having their destinies on this planet Earth, you allow them to procreate because you're desperate, because you don't know your power, because you don't know what your role is. If he's not behaving with you, what makes you think that he's going to behave as a father? If he's not behaving with you, what makes you think that he's going to behave himself as a father? Which is an even harder role to fulfill. He barely calls you. He just comes over to sleep with you, or he's taking advantage of you, or he doesn't even work. But this is the man you want to procreate with. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all, the despeраcy and the thirst. You know, he tells you he wants to be with you, but none of his actions are saying that. None of his actions are showing you that. He says he cares about you, but yet you're crying every night because of something that he did or said. But here you go, wanting to start a family with him, trying to force and control him. It's operating strictly from a male nature. These women, that's what they're doing. Trying to force and control. If he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing, and it's obvious if a guy cares, he's gonna do what he needs to do. And if he's not doing what he needs to do, but telling you that he cares, he don't really care. Very, very simple. Your role is to accept that. Not to try and force it, not to try and control it, not to start asking stupid questions like, well, how do I make him care? How do I make him want to be with me? Don't be an idiot. If he doesn't want to be with you, let him go. It makes me so mad, people that bring children into this world without thinking, being so selfish. And then they bring them into this world and then they're yelling at them, they're mistreating them, it's like, why? So anyway, so it's like the role of a woman is to be a gatekeeper. Okay? Used to be back in the day that there were only a few men that would get to procreate, and those few men were considered the alpha males, and the alpha males would be the ones to keep the other men under control. The lower class men that wouldn't get to procreate because the planet Earth doesn't need their offsprings floating about. And now what we have is an overpopulation of men. Okay. So the patriarchy is what has made this disaster of a world, basically. Okay. If he's not treating you well, what makes you think he's going to treat a child any better? You know, it's like, make it make sense, please. Do you have a brain? Like, what are we doing exactly here? So I really, really love that more and more women are starting to wake up, and I love that. But I think the reason they're starting to wake up is because they've been mistreated for so long by males that they're finally like, wait a second. And the more education that we get, because women are getting degrees by astronomically at an astronomically higher rate than males, I think the more we're starting to see, wait a second, this is dumb. We own everything. Women own everything. We have our chromosomes are XX, X and X. So we have by nature more within our bodies than males do. Males have XY. They're less mutable. Most of the diseases and sicknesses that happen, like Parkinson's and Asperger's, most of those diseases, guess who catches them? Males. Guess who dies at a higher rate from diseases? Males. When we talk about things like AIDS, things like that, who catches them at a higher, mostly for the most part, and dies from them? Males. They are subpar to a woman. They don't have a choice. That's just the place that nature has put them, is below women. So I don't even know if you guys know this, but every child, when you get pregnant, starts out as a woman. The embryo and the egg, so for at least 6 to 7 weeks, they're XX chromosomes. So every child starts out as a woman. Every single one. And as that process continues, right, then depending on how or what combination is made during those weeks, then there might be a Y chromosome that attaches to it, and at that point it becomes a male. But every freaking child starts out as a woman. XX chromosome. XX. So they've been lying to you. It's a lie. It's because men, they know that. They know they don't really have any purpose on this earth. They really just don't have any purpose. Their only purpose is to satisfy the female, to do what we want. And we don't need them for anything. And even now we're already taken over from all the lies that they've been feeding us for all these years, because they're trying to kill planet Earth. So women, get a brain, start using your brain, get out of this facade. If he's not treating you right, and doesn't even have a good job, he's not rich, but yet he wants to have 4 and 5 women, like, what is that? That's trash. You don't have a baby for someone like that. That's not the type of person you have a baby with. No oops. There's no oops. Oops is not a good excuse. That's not even an excuse. Absolutely not in today's day and age, where you have birth control, you have the morning after pill, you have all of these tools. Stop bringing children, innocent souls, into this world because you don't know what you're doing. It's very, very unfortunate, because you don't know what you're doing. Anyways, I just wanted to put that message out there. And of course I'll make more videos about it, but I gotta get some more work done, because I took almost the whole week off last week. I don't know, I was just a lot more tired than usual, and so I needed my rest. So I'm catching up on some things now for the business, but I will talk to you guys later. Leave in the comments what you think, what your thoughts are. This robe is banging, right? All right, have a good day. Bye.